outcome is an income statement. Yes, Max?
I mean, if we allocate money within the company for different divisions, we have like the plan that this division can only use up that much money and have to organize their processes according to this.
So this is what we usually understand under the term budget, that we have a certain budget for holidays, we have a certain budget for cost center. This is an amount of money where we need to live with. And this is part of the whole exercise, yes, but it's not only what is understood by budgeting.
Maybe some threshold, so we can stimulate managers with the budget.
Sure.
We can say if you sell more over the budget, you'll receive some bonus or something, or for production, if you buy materials.
Yeah,
we provide.
it's about objective setting. Sure. Anything else?
Maybe it's
Tom?
about the strategy of the division. Maybe it will change because of regulations.
Yeah, budgeting again is not directly strategy, but it's derived from strategy. It's about what to concretize strategies, to make it concrete for a certain period. And if we have an income statement as a result of a budget, what else could we have? Yeah, income statements are important, yes.
Balance sheet.
A balance sheet is, yeah, it's,
Cash flow statement.
and a cash flow statement, which is maybe even more important than a balance sheet, because cash might be a limitation, and cash is also an enabler. So you need to watch your cash flows, and this should be a core outcome of budgeting. You have to remember, this is the planning and control process. Some people call it the management process. It's about strategy, it's about objective settings, it's about budgeting. And after budgeting, budgeting is a basis for control. So, there is one saying that control without a budget is impossible, but budgeting without control is useless. So budget and control, planning and control are two aspects which go together for performance evaluation. And then the whole process starts again based on maybe more information and based on the passage of time. Here you can find some aspects of budgeting, some advantages of budgeting. I think I have also uploaded a video about what is budgeting all about. You have mentioned goal and objective settings, but also more general to think about the future, to prepare about the future. And this means also to allocate resources. We might have limitations financially or otherwise, and if we have limited resources, we think about how to allocate them. This means we might have bottlenecks, how to use constraints, and how to use bottlenecks, what is the most profitable way to use it. And of course, coordination is required. When you think about budgeting assumptions, you need to coordinate between sales, production, purchasing, labor. All these different functions in a company should be harmonized when it comes to budgeting. And of course, it's about communication. It's a good mean for communication. Our budget is our goal, and if you are able to communicate that, it's something what motivates managers and everybody. About different approaches. On the left-hand side, this is top-down budgeting. This means top management somehow develops objectives for a whole company. For example, they want to be market leader and they want to be the most profitable company in a certain segment. So they derive objectives and goals from this idea, and these are company objectives which then are broken down to segments, to products, to cost centers, to all the company. This is one approach. The opposite approach is to start budgeting bottom up, meaning a company asks every cost center to budget their activities for the upcoming period and to ask about what costs are planned, what revenues are planned, what investments are planned, and so on, and to aggregate these plans of different cost center segments, product lines, and so on. And there is one approach which combines these two. This is top-down, bottom-up. I think the English term is also jet stream budgeting, where you have a combined approach, meaning first there is a top-down approach where top management communicates goals for the whole organization and for divisions, and after having communicated these goals, they ask the company, the divisions and the cost centers to do their bottom-up approach and then to compare. And the comparison then might be an exercise first for improvements, but second also for negotiations within the company. And so you have the three approaches. Let's do a short discussion in groups. Go together in groups for 4 or 3 people in one row or so and discuss from your experience or from your ideas what's the most beneficial way to implement a budgeting process. Top down, what are advantages and what are disadvantages? Top down, the combined approach, or a bottom up? Go to groups, 5 minutes, discuss pros and cons. Error, go together with your classmates.
Cái nào tốt hơn hả? Cái nào là tốt nhất này? Disadvantage and advantage of top down and bottom up.